And this is not an air show video. This is coverage of the 20th annual Mopars and Muscle Cars at the Strip. Thank you, Phil Painter, for inviting us in and having us to this monumental 20th annual deal here. Congratulations on 20 years, Phil. It's what an accomplishment. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a special 20th annual because Kevin Helmick is here with GRMPYCAT. And Jason Epling is here with 007, two of the fastest Hellcat challengers on the planet. I mean, every other month, if you've been following this story all year, Kevin and Jason right there have been exchanging, passing off the world record to one guy, getting it back from the other guy all season long. And so now Phil Painter has taken advantage of this situation, which is a very special situation, getting these two cars out here to Las Vegas, the Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, in the shadow of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'll tell you, it's one of my favorite venues to visit, and we come here now 2 times a year. It's going to be Streetcar Supernats in November, and now I think we're going to put on the schedule Muscle Cars at the Strip, okay? So congratulations, Phil, on 20 years. What an accomplishment. And I'm sure it's a big thanks going out to all of Kevin's sponsors right there. And these guys are getting it ready for the first hit of the day, of the weekend. And this vehicle, if you've been following along, has just come off the dyno at TKM, generating a whole bunch more power. And that brand new engine could be taking Kevin to an absolutely earth-shattering world record here at the Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and I really like saying that. Look at the sights, man. I'm telling you, beautiful place. And if you have not come, you need to come and spend a little time in Las Vegas, man. Beautiful town, wonderful people, and we've got some other good ones. We've got Jason Epling and also Kevin Helmick here to celebrate this absolutely amazing first ever competition between two of the fastest Hellcats on the planet, man. We are really, really excited for that. And in the pits, we've got Sean and Jason working their Butinskis off to get this thing up to speed because that engine is ready to rock. Oh yeah, Kevin's ready to roll. And so is 007, and I think they've made a hit already, and we're coming in with the first hit here for Kevin Helmick, and they're working their way to the staging lanes, and here they are. And it's time to let the car do the talking. Sean and Jason checking out the racing surface right there. They're ready to rock and roll. GRMPYCAT moving ever so closer to the starting line. Let's go. Here she comes. Yeah, and I thought she was coming my way, but Kevin expertly recovers the vehicle and completes the burnout, and now he's bringing it into the beams and getting ready to send it. So let's see what Kevin can lay down here at the Strip. And Kevin comes off, must have had a problem. Better to be safe than sorry, and we'll get it back for the next run. So let's get back to the pits, grab a quick word with Kevin, and see what's happening here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Strip.
So there's no need to worry. We got a first hit out of the trailer. We haven't been on the track with this car in 5 months. We've made several changes in the suspension. So we just got to dial some things in. Motor's great, just got it back from TKM. And don't fret, we got this.
And the air show continues. Nellis Air Force Base, home of the Thunderbirds, right across the street, basically. And we've got all the stars here. Mike Kinney's here, getting ready to interview Kevin. He'll be in the pits here in a little while. Jason has identified a problem. So they've got a problem with their transmission. I think they broke a band. And now we've got to We've got to fix that. So how are they going to fix that? You know, we've got Chris Costanza and also Phil Painter jumping in with parts. So thank you, Chris and Phil, for helping these guys out to get them back to the track.
Sir, what is your name?
Terry Ennis. This is what we do with this program, our street legal program. We've got a group of 3 police cars here from Canada. We want to get racing off the streets, get it out to the track where it belongs. So that's why we're here, that's what we do. And that's what we're hoping to do here with the fixed car.
And what is going on? What happened?
I went over to go do just a challenge. We do, with the police cars, a lot of times we do challenges. And I was just going to go up and do a challenge, and I found out the guy's car's broken. So you know what? Let's get the car fixed, and hopefully we'll be able to do a challenge. We hate it when guys come all this way and they're not able to race their cars. We're going to step up, we're going to open the trailer up, and we're going to get this Hellcat going and get the series going.
Yeah, man, thank you for doing that, Terry. And thank you. Go give BlueLineRacing.com some love. And once again, thank you, Blue Line Racing, for stepping up and giving those guys the lift that's in your trailer. So why not give them some love? And here they are on the track. Yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you once again. There's so many great people in drag racing, and that kindness from up above that border, our northern border. Thank you, Canadians at Blue Line Racing. Terry, thank you. What a great example of sportsmanship right there. And now back to the track with Grumpy Cat. We're ready for the second hit of the day with this impressive vehicle here. Oh, and there was a puff of smoke there. I wonder if that's going to be a problem for Grumpy Cat. We shall see.
So we just made our second hit out there. The numbers are looking pretty strong. The car feels great. Got plenty of room to turn it up some more. So we're going to give it what we got, Vegas.
What's going on with the competitor?
Right now, the Epling car 007 is broke down. They broke a band in the transmission. And right now they're repairing it in the trailer right next door to me here. And hopefully they'll have it back on the ground here later on, either this evening or by tomorrow morning, is what we hope.
And the air show continues there at Nellis Air Force Base. And thank you so much for all of the veterans and the active duty component over there serving so loyally our nation, and we really appreciate it. And so that valve cover gasket over there is problematic. There's some oil that was covering the left side of the engine, so the guys are on it right now. Jason is right on it right now. And again, man, the air show is rocking over here. Look at this. Unbelievable. And so upon further inspection, once they looked at the data, they realized they had an overheating situation on that side of the house, and it sucked the guts out of one of the spark plugs, and that was the puff of smoke that you saw coming out of the engine on the top end. So now they are really working hard, and even Rusty's joining in to get the engine jack out of the hauler and replace this engine. Thank goodness Kevin has a backup engine for this vehicle, and that is the old engine, and that one is a fast engine. There's no doubt about it, but that engine they blew up was a brand new engine, and it wasn't cheap. And so now they've got to get this engine out of the car, get the old engine back in the car, and we'll see where we go from there. And so things are really changing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Grumpy Cat in a bad way. So, Kevin came back, felt comfortable with that run, but you saw it as well as I do, that puff of smoke coming out of the engine. That could have been it right there. That could have been the guts of that spark plug being sucked out the exhaust. And, golly gee willikers, man, that is not good at all. And so brand new engine coming out, old engine going back in. Jason and Sean are working their butts off here. And, oh, by the way, it's later on in the afternoon and early evening now, and this could definitely negatively impact their whole night, right? So these guys could be here all night long working on this engine. And so Sean and Jason, kudos to you guys for making it happen. Rusty jumping in, Jim's jumping in, everyone's jumping in to help here. This is a total all-hands-on-deck team effort right here, and these guys are going to get it done. It doesn't matter, right? So it's already coming out. and these guys are rocking it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the break, and we're going to use a time-compressed GoPro video to take you in and watch this whole thing go on. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Day 2 of the muscle cars at the Strip. Thanks once again, Phil Painter, for having us. And that's it. The old engine is out, and the new engine is in. And so this engine's got some good lineage to it. And Jason and Sean worked their butts off last night to get that new engine in. And thanks, guys, for doing that. You're saving the day. And until she fires up, which it looks like she just has. Look at that. Look at that. Chris Costanza, not George Costanza, is there helping out. I mean, everyone's helping out. Everyone's waiting for that thumbs up from Sean, giving us the indication that she's good to go and ready to hit the track. We cannot wait for that. So any minute now, we should be getting the sign from Sean. Yep, there it is, and we're good to go. Let's get a quick word from the boys, and you should never count them out, right?
Well, we went to bed last night needing to put a new heart in the Grumpy Cat. She's back. It's time.
Don't count us out.
Don't count us out. You heard it from Sean. And don't count a guy like Steve Darnell out, man. He always makes it happen, and he's on the property today, I heard. We're going to have to chase him down, but you could check out some of his work here and go to welderup.com. Guy is just a great guy to hang out with, man. Such a nice guy, and we got to chase him down, get an interview, and introduce you to Steve Darnell if you don't know who he is. And so we're all moving towards the starting line once again. The Eplings are hanging out. Phil Painter's hanging out. Hey, Phil. Thumbs up back at you, Phil. And everyone's working their way towards the line here. We got the first run of the day coming up. And the Eplings seem to have found Steve Darnell, man. Hopefully we'll get a word with him.
You know, I think of the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show when they handed out trophies and it had that little platform and stuff. So, yeah, it's just kind of my thing. It's kind of cool. I think it's going to be different, and, you know, whoever wins this trophy is definitely going to stick it in their house, and it's going to be different from every other trophy they've ever won. So, well, I got 3 build projects going on in my shop at the same time right now, and I've been working on this thing every freaking minute of my extra time, which is not very much. Matter of fact, I was there all morning today finishing up the last little details on it so I could get it over here and get it to these guys. So,
And these guys have not seen it. They don't know about it, so I think it's going to be a pretty big surprise for them.
oh yeah, I think it's going to be a lot different, like I said, than any other trophy they've ever got. I mean, it's definitely different than any trophy I've ever got. So I think it'll be kind of cool. No, this is great. It's in my hometown. I used to race my truck out here probably 30 years ago. I had a short box Chevy truck with a 455 Buick motor in it with a bunch of nitrous, and I'd race it right over here. Of course, they've changed the track, but yeah, there's a lot of good memories right out here, so glad to be here.
Steve, thanks for appearing.
Thank you.
Steve, thanks once again for appearing, and I know the Eplings and Grumpy Cat were really excited to have you on property and make their trophy. Let's head over to the starting line.
At my side now is Sam Davis with TTI. Thank you for being at our side through this entire thing. This is a better picture. The name Bob Mazzolini is one that you have heard. So also, on behalf of all of us here at Muscle Cars at the Strip, Bob, we'd like to present you with your Lifetime Achievement Award and say thank you for the 20 years that you've been here. Thank you very much, Bob Mazzolini. Another of the Lifetime Achievement Awards here at Muscle Cars at the Strip.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Sam, and all the sponsors. Thank you, Phil, for recognizing your wonderful sponsors. That's really awesome for you to take time out of the event to do that. There is a little more track prep left, and then we will see Grumpy Cat and 007 make some test hits once again. They're going to make as many test hits as they can today in preparation for the best of 3. And here come the boys to check the surface out.
Trying to make Jason famous. He's already famous. He can't be like that. He wants to be like that.
Yeah, both of these guys are famous in their own rights, and they work so hard for Kevin and Grumpy Cat team and Jeff Foster and all the guys and gals here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway works so hard to give them the best racing surface they can have before they send it. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. We really appreciate you and all that you do for drag racing and keeping these ladies and gentlemen safe. Here comes Grumpy Cat. Let's see what she can do. This is a pivotal test run, right? We got the new old engine in. We'll see what happens here. Right here. Here it comes. Make or break. And it's just another day here in Las Vegas at the Strip for the Grumpy Cat team. Who cares that we just threw a new engine in the car? We're going to take Grumpy Cat out, and she's going to put on her best Hellcat face, and she's going to run her wheels off. And so Jason and the boys have done a great job here getting this new engine in. And Kevin is ready to send it. Grumpy Cat on the line here. Quality assurance test run. Data collection. Here it comes. Yeah, it looks like and sounds like I didn't see any puffs of smoke. Did you? Awesome run here. Cannot wait to hear how this one went. And let's get back to the starting line where Jason Epling is waiting patiently to send a 007. This is the first time we're going to get a look at the 007, so I'm really excited about this one. We've got Grumpy Cat down the track with a safe, fast, straight run, no puffs of smoke. And now Jason Epling is about to send 007 down the track. Here we go. This is also a test shot. Sounds good, looks good, no puffs of smoke, safe travels. Nice. Way to go, Jason. So we've got two good runs here on Saturday, the second day of the muscle cars at the Strip here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'll tell you, so chit-chatting with the boys. And Kevin is satisfied. He's got all the data he needs. Jason will make one more test run later on in the day. And now we're going to head over, meet up with Steve Darnell, and check out what each of these contestants could possibly win.
Center of my dining room table. It's even got a dozen roses almost in there. That'll have to do. It's amazing. That's a piece of art. We'll blow up another motor for that one. Oh, yeah. Nice.
And when Kevin says he'll blow up another motor for that trophy, he means it. There's no doubt about it. It was really cool to watch Jason and Kevin and Steve all get to know each other, hang out, let their hair down a little bit, do a little relaxing. You know, they're at the track. The fans are watching, having a good time. Those guys are having a good time, fabricator to fabricator. It was really cool. And then out of the blue, here comes a racer that broke a piece apart. And now we're headed over to Grumpy Cat's pit to fix it.
Hey, I'm Scott. I'm from Huntsville, Utah. Broke the transmission mount on my Max Wedge 64 Polara. Steve's gonna try to hook me up and fix me up so I can run. That'd be awesome.
It's like work just follows me everywhere I go. It doesn't matter.
And Steve and Jason aren't going to try and hook him up. They're going to hook him up. So Scott's lucky here. He's got two major master fabricators here at the track waiting to help. And they're going to help him. How cool is that? You just can't script it. I mean, Mike Kenny's hanging around in the background there, and everyone's watching. So over to Grumpy Cat's pit to do a little modification, then back to Steve's truck where he's got an actual operational welder, and, man, they got it done. How cool is that? And it all worked out.
Man. Don't get any better than that, man. Fabricator to fabricator, man. It's awesome. It's kick-ass.
And Steve then gave Jason a ride back to his pit. It was the coolest thing in the freak show. And it was great. And then, we got stars, cars, roll bars here. Mike Kinney. Yeah. We were getting caught up in the moment, but we got to get back to the track. So here we are. Jason Epling is going to make his second test of the day. Here we go. And that was wild. What just happened?
Yeah, we're packing up for this event. I don't feel the track conditions are safe for us to get it down. It just flashed past that. We did a little over 1,000-foot burnout. So we're loading up, going back to Tennessee.
It's been a troublesome time for both teams. We both broke yesterday. We had a transmission on the 007 side and an engine on mine. We got them all repaired, both running up today. So we ran a 731 at 181. They ran a 734. I'm not sure what the miles per hour was, but at the end of the day, 300ths of a second. We lost the world record in January. 300ths of a second. We won the world's fastest Hellcat challenge. We'll see it. We're going to do this again later this year, I promise. Somewhere, somehow, these two cars are going to go head to head. That's what it is.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of the show. And listen, I had a question. So if I had a question, I know a lot of you must have questions as well. And so now, you know, today is the day after the fact, right? Kevin's got the trophy, he's got the victory, and now he's getting ready to go home. But before he goes home, heads on his way, if I had a question, I think you guys probably have a question too. And there are a lot of scenarios that happen in drag racing where maybe it's the first time that I've seen them, which means it's the first time that you guys have seen them. But these guys have seen them many times before, and they know how to handle it. So, Kevin, yesterday, at the end of the competition, there was a safety question raised by Jason Epling, and he backed out. And so, Kevin, you wanted to go. You wanted to send it, and you did not feel there was a safety issue. Is that correct?
That's correct. True statement.
Okay, so now that ends it. If one competitor doesn't want to compete, that gives the victory to the other competitor. Is that how it goes, Kevin?
Well, I mean, a forfeiture is a forfeiture. That's what it's called. But we went a step beyond that. When I was told that this was called off and that Jason called it off because he wasn't comfortable, the very first thing I did was went to Jason and asked him, because I wanted to hear it from him. Did you call this race off? And he told me he did. And I said, man, I hate to go out like that. But I understand. I respect you for, if you're not comfortable on the drag strip for any reason, we're not going to go out there and race. I don't want someone in the lane next to me that's uncomfortable, the same way he wouldn't want me in the lane next to him if I was uncomfortable. And this isn't a testosterone thing. This is, if you feel like the race doesn't need to proceed, you obviously made that call. I can't make you race, and I would never make you race. But at the end of the day, we were ready. Racing didn't stop at that point. We were ready to go. We made that known up front that we were bypassing that particular test session. We had the data that we needed. We've done back-to-back A to B passes on this track, and more than comfortable. And there were a whole lot of cars that continued to race into the night that I would have continued to race myself. But this isn't a question of anyone's capacity as a driver or a racer. The call was made. But even after that, we broke out the time slips, and the question was asked, well, what did you really run? And so I told him we ran a 7:31, and you ran a 7:34. Based on any time you go to drag racing, even it starts at qualifying. And if it gets rained out, guess who takes home the check? The number one qualifier. So at the end of the day, it's not like I awarded myself a trophy. The data was calculated, and people came and presented a trophy, and that's what it was. I feel like my team earned that. Both of these programs are the fastest Hellcats on the planet. So we're gonna match these cars up, just like we said and agreed to yesterday, and maybe it'll turn out different next time. And if I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel like racing, I'll tell you, and then that's my call. If I feel like this needs to be a joint decision, then I'll ask you before I tell anybody that I'm going home, and that's not what happened. No one came and asked me. I was informed that the race was over, and I was concerned because Jason's a great driver. I've seen him drive some pretty hairy, sketchy passes, and so there was something to be said for that, and I respect his opinion. And if he didn't want to race, by God, we don't race. That's that, but that doesn't mean that we didn't come and do what we came to do. And so at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people feel like maybe this was one-sided, but the data speaks for itself. And and it is what it is. So till next time.
It is what it is. Until next time. So yesterday, Steve Darnell came by and gave you that trophy. We took some pictures in your pit. Then we went up top end with Eddie Maloney and did a photo shoot up there. So, Kevin, how does all of this make you feel?
Well, I feel like we came out here and did what we came to do. We were asked to come and do the world's fastest Hellcat challenge with the only other competitor that's out there for that title. And I feel like we came and did our part. It's unfortunate that it ended this way. I've already made that a public statement on my own page. The fact of the matter is I don't like winning this way any more than the next guy. However, you can't take away from us and my team what we did accomplish at this altitude with this track. It's the same prep that we had, that you had, and it obviously panned out a little bit differently. And so from that perspective alone, I mean, how do you make the call? So at the end of the day, I'm not the guy who decided who was receiving the trophy that Steve made. But I did tell him yesterday, I'll blow up another engine for that trophy, and I meant it. So I was honored that he came over and presented that trophy to us, and it's because of my team's hard work. My guys changed an engine out overnight just so that we could be at the starting line the next day. So they came and earned their money too. So it is what it is.
It certainly is what it is, and that's what drag racing is all about. It's getting it to the line and sending it. And so for me, just another great event, the 20th annual Muscle Cars at the Strip. Phil Painter, thank you so much for having me. Kevin Helmick, thank you so much for having me. Leon Epling and the whole team over there. Jason, what a fantastic job that you guys did getting that car back to the track. What a great job you guys did. Hey, listen, everyone, make sure you subscribe to the Limo Guy at Large. We really appreciate your support, your views, and your reverberations. We cannot thank you enough. Kevin Helmick, safe travels back. Where are you headed to next, my friend?
Directly to Orlando, Florida. We have the opener for the Minor Street Hemi Shootout this coming weekend, and so that's one of the reasons that unfortunately we didn't come out and give a glory pass regardless. I have one engine left, and I need it to race, so we decided to put it in the trailer as well and save it for Orlando.
I know you'll be competing for a championship there. Make sure you're supporting Kevin Helmick on all of the social media outlets. Grumpy Cat is certainly a special but very finicky animal, isn't she, Kevin?
It is. And I wish that I could figure out how to keep her from eating spark plugs because she gets a headache every time.
All right, y'all, take care. Kevin, thank you so much. Safe travels back, and to the Helmick family. Ma'am, I think Kevin's bringing you home a dozen roses. Take care, bud. Thank you very much, Kevin. Phil, what a great event. Thank you so much again for having us.
Oh, you bet. Thank you for coming. We appreciate all that you do to promote motorsports nationwide and the passion, the performance that people have for motorsports.
I can't wait to come back here. Philly, you're going to do the Streetcar Supernats this year again with Mel Roth here at the Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yes, if people haven't experienced that event, it's a bucket list event, and they need to be here because you're going to see everything, and it's all fast, and it's all fun, and it's right before Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful time, and they even put the twinkling lights on every year right before it. It's just kind of a magical event, and you need to attend.
Well, you know what? Talking about a magical event, this was my first Muscle Cars at the Strip here with you this year, and if you have not come, you need to come because this is a real celebration of drag racing. It's a car show. It's a concert. It is a premier event put on by my good friend Phil Painter. Phil, anything you want to say before we head out?
Yes, and just like you mentioned, Scott, it's not just a drag race. It's not just a car show. It's an event. It's an experience. There's something for everybody that has passion for the automobile. And again, one of the greatest compliments the event has had over the years is it's been called a big family reunion by the Las Vegas hotel community. So what a compliment to everybody. But if you want to find us on social media, we're at MATSLV, or our website is matslv.com.
Phil, thanks again, man, for having me. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, you need to.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you. Hey, everyone. Kudos to Jason Epling for calling it off. If he feels unsafe, you should not race. You could always come back and race another day. But let me tell you, when it goes bad, you may lose your life, you may lose some limbs, and you'll definitely lose some property. So kudos to you, Jason. We'll see you next time.